Good evening, everybody, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone, and with me tonight we have.
Who's echoing? There we go. Pixie is playing Cosmo, the Starfallen Dream Agent.
Jen Giggles, who's playing Hilda, the Kitsune Fiendbinder.
Hi, I'm Meg, and I'm playing Norda, the Void Genasi Lunarchist.
Hey, how's it going? It's me, Andrew, playing Porthos, the Warden.
And I'm Iko Giko. I'm playing River, the Animist Magi.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is our D&D 5e third-party Panic campaign set in the world of Ultensia. Tonight we are going to be playing D&D 5th edition, the system. We might pull a couple of monsters from 5th edition, but generally we use 99% of all the material in here is published by third-party publishers. The classes, a lot of the races, my monsters come from a wide variety of sources, and this is just sort of our fun way to highlight some other publishers besides Wizards of the Coast. If you're interested in any of them, you can join our Discord, ask us, we'll get them out to you. But I know there's a ton of them that we are pulling from. So like Hellboy, some things from Monty Cook Games, Injuries and Vile Deeds, Sebastian Crow, Ultramodern from Deus Ex Machina, just all the things. So thank you guys for being here. Some of our other cast members do other shows and other fun things. Let's give them a chance to tell us about them.
Hello. Meg and I are both in the Tuesday Night Vampire the Masquerade campaign. Speaking of which, keep an eye on our socials and our shop coming up soon. We may have some cool new vampire merch things coming your way. And that'll be a lot of fun. In addition, we should in theory be bringing back soon the now on Monday nights Endless Wonder Warehouse 13 inspired campaign that I'm the DM of. In theory, we're doing that. We took an unexpected summer break as everyone's lives and the cast spiraled out of control at the same time, except Meg, who was like, fine, and all the rest of us had shit going on and wrong, and she was just like, okay, like, yeah, she was like, totally fine. And the rest of us were like, moving, sick, job change, pets dying, like, having just chaos. And computers breaking, like, we just, and Meg was just like, fine. But we're trying to bring that back soon, we hope. I miss it. It was good. So good, keep an eye out, and that's it. That's what I got.
I am live on the Transverse here on Twitch tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be playing, instead of our regular monthly game, a special Star Trek Adventures game, and we will be doing a Lower Deck style adventure. One run, we're all ensigns, see what the hell happens. And my character's motto is going to be all about making mistakes, getting messy, and, learning.
Are you Mrs. Frizzle?
No, I'm a Bajoran, half Bajoran, half human named Natalie, but I do have red hair and a pet lizard.
Everything makes me happy about what you just said. Side note, if anyone didn't know, apparently last night's episode of the new Star Trek was a musical episode, and now I need to watch that entire show just because I saw moments from the crossover and that back to back, and I went, don't know why I haven't been watching this. I'm gonna fix that.
I was crying in last night's episode. It was so good.
Anybody else?
Nah.
Iko?
Oh, I forget I have things.
You just started streaming again. I thought it might be worth mentioning.
You also have eyebrows.
Well, there's that.
Plot
too.
twist. Biggest announcement, guys. I have eyebrows. I'm Eco Geeko on Twitch. I am back to streaming, and I will be streaming tomorrow, like morning to midday, doing some
Awesome.
comfy games.
Sounds like a blast. All right. So with all of that said, let's get in to tonight's adventure. Our adventure takes place in Decatopolis or Decayopolis, the 10th city on the world of Ultensia, a place that is drowning in magic and energy that they call Aether, a place where portals rip open without cause or warning, a place where devils and angels walk the streets side by side, where all entities from the myriad of planes sometimes end up, and a place where single socks go to live out their dreams.
That's where I got my mismatch set from.
Exactly.
Is there a sign somewhere in the city that says live single socks are waiting for you and it blinks over and over again, you know?
Remember,
so-
we speak
so-
things into existence here, Andrew. Be careful what you ask for.
I'm asking.
So it's not that, but there are buildings and like arcane video walls that are posted with lost and found like posters, and they're all, have you seen my mate? Do you know my twin? Looking for pair.
Once again, we've broken Megan with the ridiculousness that is Ultensia.
Yeah. No one sees the socks put them up, or who puts them up for the socks. Nobody sees any of that. But daily there are more posts.
Noted.
Nor-
Gonna start a conspiracy of hidden socks now.
No.
Where do they come
It's
from?
the next cult that we are gonna have to deal with. We dealt with the Peerless Eye. We're gonna have to do with the Perilous Foot.
Ah.
I was proud of that.
Set it up.
I brought
Set it up
10.
to knock it down.
I will
I thought
set
you were
up
gonna
and
say the
knock
Red
down
Sox.
my own shit. Thank you.
Ooh.
Like,
All right, you can ignore me now, Cody. Go for it. Keep going.
It's all good. Our heroes had been addressing Baal Vaporpin, which is a alien entity that has infected half the city and absorbs their mind and sort of makes them part of this legion-like entity. And they had traveled down into a forgotten library and returned with some genuine treasures, some artifacts, some legendary books and things. Did some research on them and with them, and then they decided that they needed more money. Elevated self-interest is always a good reason to go adventuring. So they found a contract for a fiend, as Hilda is a fiend binder and does such hunts and knows how to be paid for them. Traveling to the edge of the city, they had a relatively easy time finding the painmonger and quickly disabling them. Just as they had the perfect accounting of infinity at the end of time, which has given a prophecy riddle and occasionally narrates the precise actions that are happening immediately around Hilda. The voice, which up until now only Hilda had heard, and but now Hilda and the rest of the team heard. I believe it was something along the lines of, unfortunately for the group, at that very moment, they couldn't know what was skittering towards them. And that is where we are picking up.
The thing that has annoyed Hilda the most about the voice is that it is louder than the tinnitus. The tinnitus, it cuts through it right into her brain, and it's not external. to her for some reason, but it sounds external.
Weirdly terrifying. Excellent. Do you tell the rest of us, or are we just like, yay, we won? Like,
No,
we
no,
all
no,
heard it,
for
right?
the-
we all heard it this time. Yes.
Everyone heard that for the
Fuck.
first. Yeah, this
Do
is the
we
first
hear the
time.
skittering? We all
You
hear the
do-
skittering?
You don't hear the skittering. You only heard the narrator.
Can we make?
Okay,
just
Can I
make
make
sure.
a perception check?
Yeah, can we look around?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Question: do we need to shuffle in our cards
Oh,
from last
crap.
week? Or
Yes,
keep
you
them
do.
out?
Yeah,
Yes,
you,
you do.
you so we,
We're
once
restarting
we
it now.
once you drop initiative from one thing, unless we stay in, you shuffle. So we are using the for those of you wondering about this, we are using the initiative system from Deadlands Savage Worlds, correct?
It's a modified version of
and
it.
we love it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it, at least.
Deadlands. Yeah, it's a great system. Deadlands just has a 52 card deck that they deal out. The variant that I've created with this is every character has a suit
Yeah.
of cards, and you remove the
I like it.
up
Sorry.
to you
Initiative.
the bottom cards from your initiative bonus, right?
It gives you that it gives you that vibe of like, hey, I can't go under my my existing initiative. I cannot be punished, but if I put all my shit into initiative, I get rewarded for that still. Otherwise, whole stats in 5e are just gone. Like,
Yeah, I mean, technically, if people have tried and broken it because I don't know, people hate things. You can't
Forgive
get
it.
over a plus 13, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there with this we're doing a perception check, right? To see if we
Yeah,
can sense it.
everyone can make a perception check. You guys are alerted. You start looking around, listening. You can use any of your external senses that you would like to use. Absolutely.
Is it because this voice said it was coming skittering along? Is this considered an insectoid or anything of the carry-on type?
I will give it to you. Yeah, sure.
Well,
Sure.
I rolled a 23 for my
Shit.
perception check.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. If it is like, that's basically what I'd probably be sensing.
Okay, sure.
Not saying I have anything against it. Like, I don't have anything that's gonna buff me against it or anything like that. It's just more a sense. That's the only reason why I'm saying 23 is gonna be why he's. Because Porthos is also sitting there going like, I didn't go unconscious in that fight.
I scored a 15 total using Pixie's Chomp.
you're welcome. Dirty 20, by the way, using one of my handmade dice. So I'm also using my dice because Randy told me to wait to ship them until I had a minute, and I just haven't taken them off my desk yet.
I got a 17
Good job, Meg.
on Hot Topic die.
Sick.
Sick.
I'm sorry. What did Megan get? A 6?
So she's gonna get
Sick.
Okay.
Yep.
So for everyone else, you guys, you listen for the skittering, and there is. It's sound. You do hear a little bit of it. It sounds heavier and more voluminous than you would perhaps prefer. And what you sort of hear is the ping of sharp little legs rippling over a white water pipe that has long since been empty. And it creates this little ringing sort of sound. And there is then a
That
Yeah.
scared the shit out of me. No, no sound effects from the peanut gallery. No. Like,
there is sort of a woof noise. The skittering stops. And in that moment, River, you have a very distinct smell of ozone, of like clean canned air. It's if you took a cool fall in Florida, I don't know where anywhere else, but a day after the rain, when it's just cooled, if you took that and you cleaned it and bottled it.
Interesting.
Is this building's methane detectors up to code?
That wouldn't smell like fresh air.
I don't know that this building has walls above this basement
Oh, good
bar
point.
you guys are
Good
in.
point.
So I mean,
It's just a
Um,
gazebo.
Are you saying anything about it, River? Or are we
Yeah. It kind of smells like fresh air. Like if you
What?
bottled it up.
you want to go get fresh air?
No. Do you not smell that?
Can I make
Who
a
is-
nature check? Who is what? Sorry.
I was gonna say, who is proficient in Arcana?
Me.
If you are proficient in Arcana, you can roll.
Please.
You can roll that check.
I would like to. 19.
18.
Nice.
21.
Okay. All of you get essentially the same answer. When portals are opened, they sometimes create like a vacuum, and there is the remnants of a smell.
Oh no.
A lot of times, it's most commonly
It's the airlock.
associated with like the with the hells, right? So when demons and devils sort of teleport and portal, there's that smell of sulfur and burning. Or when certain mages teleport and they're traveling through the astral plane, there is this this smell of sort of empty memories, which is the only real way to describe it. It's a little metallic, but it's the smell of trying to struggle and remember something that's just out of reach. That combined with the sound, whatever was skittering can teleport and has teleported. What would you like to do?
While the arcane people are discussing magic stuff, Porthos is going to collect a trophy off of the guy we're here to collect the bounty on, right? Did we need to collect a trophy? I can't remember how
I
the
mean, we
contract
probably
works.
should just in case, but
We needed evidence, right?
yeah,
Like this.
the head.
Yeah.
Can we tell where it was coming from? Like, general direction?
It's close to the building. It's close enough to the building that it was walking on connected water pipes that carried the sound maybe down from some upper floors or maybe from a neighboring building. The smell would make you think it is, if it's not in this room, it's probably just outside of it.
May I make I would like to use my second pick up the trail of the day and last one, unless we take a short rest, to use advantage on investigation checks to track a creature. Can I see if we can, like, if we think it's in the walls, maybe, then if it's in this room, can I see if I can feel or sense where it is and just start wailing on that section of wall or something? Like, please?
Yeah, make an
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make an
Thank you.
investigation.
While
check.
Pixie's doing that, I am going to whisper, in a very loud, somewhat loud voice. We've got a teleporter.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, no, great. Investigation 16 plus 5, 21.
Okay. You look around the room, and between the noise, the arcana, all of sort of the information, your eyes drift upward just a bit, and you realize that the roof of this floor it's not a solid roof. It's not brick, it's not stone, it is those tiles with like hanging lights, and that you realize is probably where the creatures currently.
I would very much like to have that cinematic moment of like track and stop in the middle of the room, and just all of us slowly look up. Like I slowly look up and everyone is just like, and I would just
So
like
they're
to aim.
throwing the body.
I would just like to aim and shoot at where I think it is.
It is as you look up, you
Oh,
go to
just-
pull the
yep.
gun, and we're gonna flip for initiative.
Of course we are.
I have stuffed
Oh, God.
that big bad's body into the portable hole, just so we know.
Amazing.
All right.
As we should.
I did pull an ace. I gave the bad guys advantage because they had gotten so close, right? Not that you guys did poorly.
No,
in
we were
any
also
way.
fighting probably while they were teleporting in and around. Like it's fine. Like
Yeah, you're not surprised, so you can act normally on your turns. So they don't surprise you. They just got a little advantage on that. Eco, what is your dex?
It is +3.
Okay. Would you like to go first, or do you want them to go first?
They can go first.
Okay. I'm giving you the choice because you can't see them. So so they do come crashing down into the floor. They're this opal purple sort of iridescent color, and I'm gonna try to do a little screen cap of what they look like there. They're medium size. They're about the size of from head to tail to standing like 5 feet. So they 5'4". They take up a fair amount of space. Their legs look mostly useful for crawling, and as they fall, one of them is going to make a bite attack against Hilda, and the other ones are going to make a bite attack against Norda and River. Okay, so
it's in the out of context chat, Andrew, if you just want to save it.
did I open my dice roller before we started the game? No.
No.
Am I a bad DM? Kind of sometimes.
That thing is so pretty. It's so ugly at the same
No,
time.
I'm gonna murder it.
I love the coloring.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
coloring
it's
is nice.
gorgeous.
But it's got too many.
Yeah.
Because it's got too many, you know.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All of us just such very different but all accurate pincer motions right there.
So that is
All the
from
things.
Yes.
Monty Cook Games, which is a very cool publisher.
Thanks, Monty Cook, for the nightmares. The pretty nightmares.
I always wanted those.
Iridescent nightmares? That's very telling.
And Champagne Dreams. Anyway. So Hilda, that is a 19 plus 4 for a 23 to hit.
That hits.
It is a 9 plus 4 for a 13 against Norda.
Misses.
12 plus 4 for a 16 against River.
That hits.
Okay. Damage. Whoa, fuck, Monty. I didn't realize you were doing that. Jesus
Oh, is it
Christ.
stronger than you thought
Never
it was?
trust Monty Cook. Never
I
trust
get-
Monty Cook.
Cool.
Is its damage a D20 die? Is that the problem?
It's a fireball's worth of damage.
Oh!
Your fireball's worth of damage.
I will go out there and deal with him in person if we need me to.
I rolled. It is less than the average. So there we go. It is 27 points of damage.
Each. I would be dead.
I am very, very injured.
Yeah.
I'm going to, because I'm still in balance, bamf to both of them and boop them in their stupid snoots.
Absolutely, go for it.
You blooping?
Thank you. I was about bloop 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 bloop.
Ooh, is a 14 hit?
A 14 does hit. Oh, no, does not. 16 is the AC.
Okay.
I hate CR.
27
It doesn't make any.
will hit.
27 does hit. Absolutely.
What was the threshold for injury again?
20.
Oh, so we all definitely get an injury.
Yes.
I'm-
So
I am at handicap. I have 3 hit points left.
Jesus.
52.
okay. So did you take an injury last game? So this one you took 25 points of damage, right? The threshold, I believe, is this is why we have new rules. The threshold for you is, if you know it, you can tell me.
I was at I was at 20, 35, and 45, and I've taken over 45 points of damage total now.
So that is so you judge it in turn, right? So 25 in this turn means you're over the 20. So you would take the lowest an injury from level 1. Unless you have an injury in level 1, then you would bump it to level 2. Okay? You guys can choose your injury. You can kind of mention it, role play it as when your turn comes up. And yes, he
So, is it so we get a setback 1? I'm so sorry.
setback. Yes. Yep.
Okay, because the injury thresholds really confused me.
I'm so sorry, but you're doing good.
It's the second time we've used it. Everything's
Yeah,
good.
and also as a reminder, please, we are rounding up or down. For
I prefer up.
So it says max HP 50. My max HP is 46. So would I use that? Okay, good.
Everyone is using 50 because you're the only person without 50 hit points.
Yay.
But the threshold, you can have that threshold. You'll be fine. Like it's, there you go.
Can I, on a reaction, use a key point to stunning strike that hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Okay. I believe there's a Constitution saving throw.
I will tell you in a minute. It was 8 points of damage.
Thank you, 8.
And oh gosh, come on. I'm so sorry.
So I did just hit the setback threshold, by the way.
How you didn't take any damage?
Last game, I at 29,
It's-
which is
sorry,
is
sorry.
it per game.
It is per attack.
So if you take a total of 20 damage.
Yeah, I only got hit
Mhm.
once and I did.
Okay.
I was
then-
misunderstanding the new rules. So,
There we go.
or
That's
if I
alright.
only got hit once and I was at 46, I might actually be further than that. So, hold on. No, yeah, setback.
So
Right.
then you have a setback.
I didn't get hit or take damage yet, right?
You just did.
No, he
No.
didn't.
Did he not? Oh, he
No.
missed. Never mind.
It didn't hit him. It
Okay.
missed me.
Never mind.
Sorry, my computer decided to crash Discord, for funsies. So
Oh, that's, just for funsies.
yeah, just for
Where the fuck is stunning? I saw you. I know
What
you exist. There it is. Con save. DC 15.
Fails.
Alright, it is stunned until the beginning of my next turn.
Awesome.
So it can't teleport away. Bam.
Got it.
monk baby.
Okay.
Nice.
It's me, right? Or do we?
I put
okay.
it in. I put it in the thing. It is
No,
Baddies,
it'd be
Eco,
me.
Andrew was supposed to go. Yeah, Baddies, then Eco, then
Yeah,
Andrew.
but I
Eco.
died. I died in real life. Sorry, Cody. Did you want to narrate, or?
It's Eco's turn. We're
It is
gonna
my
let-
turn.
It's
Oh.
in the group chat.
I am after the baddies.
We're professionals. We know what we're doing.
Oh my god, no! I thought Meg just took her turn. That's the reason why I was.
She
asking.
has
That's my fault.
reactions. She has
I don't
all
have
the
a turn.
reactions. She does
I'm always when the bad
nothing
Oh
but
my God, that-
reactions.
The whole monk build is throwing me off.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm
I'm just not
retiring.
gonna. I'm not
No,
gonna
no.
pull a card anymore.
she just goes when
I
the
mean,
enemies
I'll
are.
pull, but I'm not gonna post it because I never go on my turn.
It just doesn't matter.
That's on me. That's on me. All right.
There are other stances. to
That
do.
one is, but that one is better.
It's a good stance.
It's a great
That is fair.
stance.
I will be
No.
moving into another stance.
No,
Okay.
no, no,
I am
no. You're
sorry,
fine.
Nico.
No, no.
I am so
You're-
sorry. All right.
You're perfectly fine. Anywho's. Okay, and just to be clear,
Wait.
Wait,
Last
Yes.
thing, since I got to hit it,
Yes.
can I do a check to see if it's if I can see if what it might be take extra damage from, like elementally speaking?
yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you, it doesn't seem to have any resistances or vulnerabilities.
So anything would be good.
Everything's pretty normal across the board.
Awesome. Thank you. Sorry, done.
You're good. You're fine.
We're
It
doing
wa-
great, kids. We're doing so good.
Listen, Andrew had his interruption. You have your interruption. We're gonna get through the other two, and then Ika will get her turn. It's gonna be great.
It's great. I love it.
Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to interrupt you there right now, but Beyonce had the
Oh, you're canceled. Oh, you as a human. Oh no,
Whoa.
don't be Kanye up here. Fuck that. No. Like.
Okay, now I think we've done it. Eco, your turn.
All right. Fuck it. I'm not using my gun anytime soon. So I just choose an injury, correct? Or
Yes.
do I roll? Okay.
I'm leaving that up to you. It's you manage those. You pick it. You tell us what's happening to you, and you're good.
So I'm gonna go with staggering blow. As much as that sucks. They all do. But so I forgot my own name. River is essentially just gonna get flung back a little bit, and as she stables herself, she's gonna slam her staff on the ground and cast a healing aura for everybody. And that is going to be 7d8 of health per person. I must collect my dice.
What?
Thank you.
Good
We are all
lord!
injured.
This
I
is
did have
this
the
is
most
why we need
adorable-
injuries.
I did have the most adorable, mind's eye of a red panda tumbling backwards in a reverse somersault and then staggering up with its staff holding itself in place.
Exactly. Just fully has like blood coming off of her because she is fucked up.
I would die for
Alright,
this panda.
so-
I would die for her. I hope she knows that.
While she's rolling, Cody, is this one big target, like one medium target, or is it 3 of them? Okay, cool. Just making sure I got the number down. Once again, I died, so.
All right, everyone gets 42 healing.
But that does not negate the injuries. We don't take back the things.
Correct.
Just making sure. And then every time I hit that threshold again, I still take a setback. But then if I get the next one, then it's, or is it stacking?
It stacks. So the next time you get a setback, if you already have one, your setback slot is full, so you go to the next one.
Got it. Thank you.
And then I'll just use a bonus action to replenish my stoofs.
Awesome. That is it for River. Up next, Porthos.
Alright, so there's one on river right now. There's another. The other ones are kind of scattered, or are they all just kind of clumped?
There, you guys were. I'm gonna say, this is not a big room. They're pretty clumped together. They're all within 10 feet of each other, if not 5 feet.
Okay. I am gonna place myself as hard as I can between river and whatever that thing is, not to incur an attack of opportunity. And he is going to get marked, and I'm just gonna completely go as hard as I can into this guy. So once again, crawling. Now it's just vermin all over this weird centipede-looking thing. I'm gonna make my attacks. That the lowest was a 14 to hit.
16 is their armor class.
All right, so the other one was an 18 plus. So
Great.
ooh, close. That is 13 points of slashing damage.
13 points of slashing damage. Okay. Sword catches the armor. They take the hit. No injury dealt. Keep going.
That's it. I'm standing in front now, and this thing is gonna have disadvantage on anything, but that isn't me.
Awesome. Norda.
I'm gonna switch Cohen's. I can switch it on a bonus action, but because I've already done my thing, I'm gonna do it for the next one, right?
No, it's the start of your turn, so you get your action and bonus action. So if you switch it as a bonus action,
Okay.
you can then take a normal action.
Okay, this feels broken, but I don't care. She's going to meditate for a moment, seeing how hard everybody got hurt. Her, you see like something glow on her back, and her, the like ink on her fingers. Like it's not ink, it's the strata from being a genasi starts to almost smoke, and she slips into the Quan of Flame. So I'm going to the one that's stunned.
It's no longer stunned at the start of your turn.
At the start of my turn?
Even though she did that as a reaction, shouldn't it be until its turn?
No, because it's mine.
Oh, because okay.
Until the
Her.
end. It's done until the end of my next turn.
So
Okay,
then yes,
got
it is stunned.
Okay.
There you go.
So I'm gonna punch the fuck out of this thing.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I believe they're all at advantage too.
Because it's
Yes.
stunned?
Yes.
Dope. Okay, a 19 hits.
Yes.
I'm just gonna roll them and then we'll. And 26 hits. So that's okay. Just the bludgeoning. 11 and 6 is 17, and then
Mhm.
it is Pardon 1d6 per Lunicus level, so 2. An additional 2, so 4d6 fire for both. So let's just do 8, shall we? $37 points of fire.
Okay. So 54.
How's it looking?
Punch Carapace.
So it's definitely bloodied. You come slamming into it with the fist and the burning fire magic
Mhm.
stuff. It's gonna make a constitution. It's you can give it heat shock, or you can cripple its legs. What would you like to do?
I think heat shock.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, at the start of its turn, it needs a Constitution saving throw DC 13 or have a disadvantage that turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else, Norda?
Yeah, I'm gonna flurry of blows.
You already used your bonus action.
I already used my bonus action. I ain't gonna do shit.
Okay, sounds good.
That's what's up. Yeah.
After Norda, it is Cosmo.
Yes, it is. We're gonna try the new rules for the focused approach. I'm gonna use bonus action to mark which one looks like fresh and still okay.
The third one.
Good, great, amazing. Gonna hit that one hopefully. Let's pretend I'm gonna hit that one. Yeah. Oh, good. It stayed on the edge. 14 plus things plus fucking. Nah. 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
I would hope. Okay, 2 to 10s of bludgeoning plus the d6. So that is 7 and 9. 16 then.
16.
16 plus 1. 17 damage.
17 damage.
Yep.
Nicely done.
That's it.
Okay, after Cosmo is Hilda.
Hilda is going to try and make them afraid.
Okay. What do we need? Wisdom saving throws?
Wisdom saving against my shard DC, which is int plus for 7 plus 8, so the 15.
Okay, they rolled a 14, 15, 16. They have a +1. So 15 is the lowest. They all save. Any bonus actions?
She's gonna flit backwards because she was still flying, and she's going to let out a very she's gonna scream at them, but it's because the thing's head just smacked her right in the throat. It's gonna go.
And we insert what does the fox say joke here, and we flip for a new card.
Porthos is having PTSD slightly right now because
That's the one I rolled also. That's the one I rolled for last session. Because I cannot bring myself to choose. That will stress me out. So I also have no voice right now.
Bad guys are on a 9.
What's your dex, Hilda? Okay, I will go before you then.
All right.
Oh my god, Meg will get an action, and then her immediate next turn will be the reaction, because the baddies are right after her. No?
She's out of the reaction stance.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that was... Okay. Well...
Yeah, no, that was the stance, but we don't want you in the stance. So
I wanted you in the stance! Fuck the boys at this table, they were wrong!
I'm changing stance.
Why?
I'm fire. I'm fire fist.
Porthos, you're up.
I never said change stances.
You
just so
absolutely
we're
did.
clear. No, I just said it gets confusing, alright? Because I have never seen this build and it's amazing and it's fun. And it was just throwing me off. Right? That's what I'm saying. So, alright. I am in my prime position. This man is now going to be grappled into exactly where he's at. Not physically, but he's going to be, I'm going to be using my ability that I have a name for. And I've cast it so many times you'd think I would know. My Warden's Grasp. So he's going to be rooted into place. I don't move. He don't move. We're staying here mano a mano.
Okay.
And I'm just going to make my attacks now. That is a 17 to hit. And then the other one is an 18 plus. So.
Yep.
$24 points of slashing damage.
Nicely done. So that is injury on him. I'm gonna say that you crack the chitinous shell of his armor, so we're gonna drop his AC by 1. All right. Anything else, Porthos?
Okay.
I'm good.
Porthos,
Yep, I'm up.
it is Cosmo.
Yeah, I'm going to, once again, I'm gonna try to hit him twice. Once with normal shot, once with bonus action shot. The same one that I hit earlier.
Okay.
Okay. Those are both gonna hit. So I will do my d10s and then 2 d6s because I hit him twice. So I get to use focused approach like it should be used. All right. Thank you for that change. 2, 8, so that's 10. 4, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So that's going to cripple his speed on that one.
Thank God, because I'm now out of bullets and have to take a bonus action or an action to reload. Which one is it? It's a action to reload. Gonna have to reload next turn.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. After Cosmo. Norda. Or Hilda. Sorry, Hilda.
Yeah, Hilda.
Hilda is going to drop her form and swap to a new one as bonus action to drop and action to switch up. And she's going to come back in the necrotic form. It's just ooze instead of flames or cold. It's an oozing black, like gangrenous appearance around the wings and the lines.
All right. Sounds good. Movement wise, you're saying where you are?
Yeah. There's no reason to rush back in at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Norda,
I punch.
let's do it.
First one's a 19.
Okay.
Second one's a 12. So the one is 10 points of bludgeoning plus 14 fire, so 24.
24. Okay.
I flurry.
Sounds good.
And with that, I get 2 more punches, right?
Yeah, if you spend the key points of flurry, you get 2 additional
just-
unarmed attacks. Yep.
Double checking. It's 21 to hit and 25. So those both hit. Oh, fuck you. 6 and 11 is 7. Yeah, we got a clock. That's 17 points of damage.
The
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
That's and then the fire.
17 is more than enough. It drops.
Okay. Can I
There's-
carry?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say if I could see if I could carry one of those over to another one then.
We need to know the bludgeoning and fire damage of the
Yeah.
first hit.
So the first 2 were
I already got those. I'm talking on the flurry of blows.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Sorry. The first 2 dice roll. It's a 6 and an 11.
Okay. So that is enough. Yeah, so you can add the damage to a different one.
Okay, then it's 30 that goes to a different one.
Okay. Sounds good. Turn that over here.
And it's
And-
fire if it does anything fun.
Yeah, we're gonna this does heat shock over here on this one as well.
Rad.
All right. So
Thank you.
at the start of its turn, one of them is down, one of them remains enamored by Porthos, and the other one has the DC 13 con save, rolls a 14 plus 1 for a 15. That one seeing its friend sort of go hit the ground, it's going to turn and run to Hilda. So you can make a opportunity attack, Norda.
Yeah. 18.
Go for it.
Okay, so that's 10 plus 21 points.
21 points. It does
Straight
barely
in the
survive.
ring and backhand it.
It barely survives. It is going to leap at Hilda and make its attack roll, which is 18 plus 4 for 22. It does not. Okay. Such a weird thing that it does. Okay, so it deals. No, not that one. Roll the other ones.
The other ones, not the d6s, the d8s.
Don't like.
So that is 22 points of damage, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
$13.
13 does save, just barely. It was a 12. Um, as this thing latches on and takes the bite, you watch a shimmer of energy ripple across it, and you sort of see all the places that it has been up until this point, like a shadow overwrapping, and it sort of teleports. And Hilda is being pulled along with it, and she focuses her mind and plants herself firmly in this time and reality. And then the bug shudders back into space. Porthos, same thing. Let's get an attack on you.
Go for it.
That's a natural 20. Four. Go ahead and make the wisdom saving throw.
17 on the die, and 17 it stays.
It does. So that is going to be 36 points of.
Okay. Is that one attack or multiples?
One.
Okay. He takes 4 points of damage as he hits me.
Okay. Sounds good. That is it for the bad guys.
You said 34, right?
38, 36, 30. It was 18.
36.
So 36. Yeah.
36. Okay. Can you give me an injury, please?
You have the
right?
chart for so you get them. You get to do
Use
that.
it or
for
roll
me.
a d10.
Yep. I believe Eco is up. River, you're up.
Yeah. So I don't got much to do. I guess there's one on Porthos right in front of me, right?
Correct.
I will just try to take a claw attack then.
Okay.
'Cause I do not have enough ammunition to use my crossbow. Well, that's a nat one. Just lightly rub its face. Just
The petting goes well. Let's flip for a new round. No.
The petting goes well. That's a sentence.
Bad
She
guys
forgot
are
to
on
take out her claws. It was just the pads. Just
Nah. You're like that snake that tries to feint and strike, but it forgets to open its mouth. Hear that the hognose snake? They will try to like feint like they're attacking, but they'll forget to open. I'm done. I'm done,
Yep.
Nick. Sorry. It's the one kind that I can stand and I love. The rest of them, but that one specifically is weirdly adorable.
I will use my bonus action to take stuff.
Where are the baddies?
6 last.
Thank you.
Looks like Hilda is up first.
There's one left, or is the one that tried to pull me through back?
It's still there. But that one looks, it's on fire. Its legs are crippled. It's looking rough.
Oh, I'm gonna attack it.
I'm gonna put it
Sounds
out of
good.
its misery.
That's a 18 to hit.
That does hit.
I was staggered, by the way. Cody, just so you know.
Thank you, staggered.
9. 4
9.
physical, 1 necrotic. Or 8 physical, 1 necrotic.
Absolutely, more than enough. As you stab into it, it drops to the ground, sort of shuddering and shimmering with that opalescent energy. Anything else?
Hilda is now floating because one of her legs did not work right when she braced herself.
Okay. After Hilda, it is River.
All right. She will try to redeem herself and try to shoot with her gun. Because now she has enough to do that. $17.
Does hit, absolutely.
Okay. Whoop! Fell off my desk. 11 damage.
11 damage. Nicely done. It is still up, but bloodied, cracked armor, and that didn't injure. So, after River, Porthos.
I'm swinging and I'm angry.
Let's do it.
Nat 20 on the first one.
Yeah.
And a 19 to hit on the second one.
Absolutely.
Eight multiplied to 16, 16 plus 4, 20, 28 points of slashing damage. I would, if this ends him, I want his head on my sword at the end of this. If it does not, I am just going to be still going crazy on him.
That's showtime.
Hell yeah. Off with his head. Give it to me, Cody.
Absolutely. Blade comes across, the shell sort of cracks, and Porthos, grabbing the blade with both hands, drives it in, and then like a pry bar with a lobster leg or a crab, just the satisfying crunch as the head falls off and thumps to the ground.
I regret looking at the camera in that moment, Jen. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Just gonna look down at it and be like, stab it one more time and be like, nobody touches River.
That's the best battle cry we've ever had. It's a battle cry of protection. And I'm obsessed.
Can I make a perception? Are we still in initiative?
You are not.
Can I make a perception check?
Yes. What are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just?
Yeah, because those things bamfed in out of nowhere. I want to see if something else is on the way.
Okay.
Ooh.
What type of...
Not 20 for 24.
Ooh.
You take a moment, you move to the doors, you listen, you peel around the corners, your eyes catching things. What you do notice is this: there doesn't seem to be anything else on the way. One of the other painmonger's supplicants from upstairs has sort of taken note that something's happened, but they've also sort of heard all the fighting and nobody's screaming, so they're kind of assuming the painmonger is dead, and they've turned back around, not in like a hurried, I'm gonna get help way, but in a, I'm not gonna find anything today sort of way.
Okay. She'll put herself out and come. How high off the ground is Hilda?
She's just hovering.
Okay. Are you? You are not well.
Something hit my knee when I was pulled at.
I think perhaps it would be best if we turned in this head and got a drink. Yes.
I agree. Also
Pretty much.
croaking, rasping. She starts to try to say I agree and just instead Cosmo is also
Mm,
yeah.
Porthos walks over with notebooks and hands them to both of you. It comes in handy.
Oh, she actually is gonna look at both of them and sign. You don't know.
Oh, she signs it back. This
Oh, okay.
sucks.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, then.
She's got you.
Hilda responds in Sylvan sign, but unless you know that one, you
I
have
feel
no
like there's a
clue.
couple. It's like one of those when you listen
Yeah.
to Italian and you know Spanish, and you're like, "There's a couple words that I kind of got, but not the gist."
It's British Sign Language to American Sign
yeah,
Language. They're completely
exactly.
different. Yeah.
They really are.
What are they doing? I can't even move my fingers that way.
I don't know, but where did
Oh,
you get
no!
hurt at? Porthos is like helicoptering at this point on River. He's like, "What hurt? What's wrong?"
Show
Porthos
Daddy where
has
they
got
hit you.
He's got like a gaping wound hanging off
Oh
of his
my
rib
God.
cage. He doesn't even care. He's like, "Where did they hurt?"
Hilda
okay.
has made a makeshift cane
Oh,
from the like
one of the
One of the
weapons.
legs.
lying around the,
The,
bar.
from the fucking mace that one of them had. Just Yeah,
Cody,
yeah.
would these carapace on these things be worth anything to anyone? Like, could they be brought back in the portable hole and like
Can we
sold
loot
for
anything?
like chitin or anything like that to like if someone would make it into armor or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
actually I told myself in my head right after I asked that I was like, my armor should be made of chitin. What am I doing? I am the insect king here. I am
You're getting that
everything.
weird,
Yeah.
the weird Falmer armor from Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you start to harvest this skin, and since you are the vermin king, why don't you make me a nature check?
That one.
Can I help to give him advantage? I'm not
sure.
like I because I have myriad experience in random things. Like
Yep.
It's 13.
13. Yeah, looking at the chitinous armor, it's not going to be good for a plate, but it's actually super flexible and taut, and it will make a good cloak or cape.
Ooh. Okay. Then yeah. I'll definitely either sell that or make River a nice set of armor. Maybe the rest of everybody else, but River first. Because Porthos really didn't like that.
I'm fine not wearing bug skin, thank you. You can absolutely give it to
Mhm.
River. I'm alright.
River's like loving the shit out of this. He's like, it's so pretty.
Oh my god.
I can't wear it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Alrighty. I throw all of the remains that we could sell or anything like that into the portable hole, and I'm ready to go. Are you guys ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
Alright.
River's definitely been like running around to all of you this whole time. Like, I'm so sorry, I'm spent after the wave. I'm so sorry. She's like putting out like band-aids essentially on everybody, trying to do what she can.
Are we? You did a perception check. We're not in immediate like danger at the moment, right? We should...
No, there's nothing coming.
How far away are we
In
from
either
getting
respect
back
of the word.
in?
Took me a second.
It is a bondage house. I think it is important to note.
I don't disagree.
Hmm.
how far
What
away
was-
are we from town? Should we take a short rest is what I'm getting at here.
I don't think we're that far from the place
We
that we
weren't.
picked up the bounty.
You're not.
No.
You're not too
Okay.
far. I think it was like an hour and a half walk.
Just wanted to make sure we didn't need to like
So
healing
it is
up would be a
3
good
hours.
idea.
My speed is halved, and I've only got one more shape.
Can we? Can I like?
I was gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can the two of us help
Well-
help her get along? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I mean, as fun as my lack of features is, would I be considered familiar in this area? Because I mean, I delivered letters. So I imagine I kind of been a little bit everywhere.
Sure. Yeah, you can be familiar with the area.
Then River is being like, "Follow me," and she's gonna take us down every shortcut to get us there 25% faster.
Okay. Sounds good. I like
You
it.
can't stop
I
the
mean-
mailman. He knows where things are.
Norda and Cosmo are just like, sedan chairing. We made like
Yeah.
the cheerleader basket with our arms
Yeah.
and just carrying Hilda.
Which is especially
Mm-hmm.
fun because of our height differences. Because I like.
Well, Norda's not that tall.
Well, no, neither is Cosmo. Okay, she's like 5'4", 5'5".
I'm like, she's like 5'6" ish.
Then we're fine.
Yeah, it's
now,
not that bad. Yeah.
if Hilda is not shapeshift, she's similar as well.
Huh.
Good, excellent. I was imagining, yeah, yeah, that, but good, much better, much more comfortable.
Yeah, you cut about 25 minutes off of the journey back. You do return to who is it? Robert was the bartender of the place that you had picked. You
I
collect
believe
your
so.
Yeah, you collect your payment. Did what was it set at?
It was 8.
Is 1600?
It was a CR8, and I can't remember what we put the CR8 at.
We were to get 1600 bits for it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You get
McCry
1600
has
bits.
drinks for everybody when you arrive, because when you come back successfully from a hunt, you get a drink. It is not expensive stuff. It's just the cheap beer, but it's a drink.
My favorite.
Norda and I feel like Cosmo are gonna put Hilda down, and then make sure she stay. Like Norda will be getting drinks and bringing them around for people because she's completely unscathed.
Yeah,
So-
Cosmo will tap Norda before she leaves and sign essentially hot toddy, because for the throat, because she's fucked up. And she'll
Anybody-
point 2 because
Anybody?
Hilda will
Can
pull
I
out
get
the notebook
anybody
she's
else?
been using, and it just says, and she will write whiskey very large.
Right. So I've got a whiskey, a hot toddy. Can I get anybody else started with something while I'm up?
Can I get mead? I take a mead.
Mead. Porthos, what would you like?
Whatever they find at the bottom of the shelf. Like, I'm talking like literally in the thing that they dump the beer out when it's too foamy. That's what I
Garbage
want.
vinegar, excellent. And I'll see about
Yes.
getting some appetizers, some shareables for the table. All right.
I imagine at this point it's just River literally wrapping once again some type of like wrap around Porthos' chest area. 'Cause he's once again bleeding there. He's like, "Oh no, I'm fine, I'm fine."
Just like every couple seconds using like her only healing spell she has enough points for. Just like it gives you like 2 hit points. Just like one. Wrap again. Give another one.
Man, how are you two feeling? Are you okay? Yes. Like, it's like looking in a mirror.
Cosmo
Hilda's
just-
missing over half her hit points.
Cosmo's fine, but she can't talk, and somehow it is in this moment that she decides to try a new communication tactic she's never tried on purpose, which is humor. And so he says it's like looking in a mirror. She takes 2 little pieces of notebook and sticks them on like rat ears. And that's it. Like she just gives herself little Porthos rat ears. And continues to
Those
drink her drink in
things pick up-
silence.
Did they pick up Blood Bowl on there?
Norda comes back with the drinks. Is like, oh, I don't know. Who gets the garbage vinegar now? Oh,
The humor,
right.
the humor is gone. Immediately, she just glares at her with this "I
Sorry,
will
excuse
shoot
me.
you"
I'm
look.
so sorry.
She starts reloading
I'm so
her
sorry.
gun. Like
I
humor
look
gone.
at River and I go,
Ears
no
gone.
one can stop me now. I'm the only one who can speak. They can't yell at me now.
Elda holds up the cane and taps you on the head with it.
And I just
Cosmo
look
just
at
dichotomy.
throws the notebook at him. She just throws it at him. Don't have to yell.
And
Miss
now we're
Gold.
back.
As
Can
we're kind of
we-
shenanigansing, can we find somewhere? Does Robert know anywhere for us to take the chitin to have it like tanned and everything?
So you had 2 armor contacts last game. Did you write down
Yeah.
who they were?
I have. Where's my book? Is this the right one?
Because if you didn't, you don't get them anymore. Because Cody makes up names, and you got to write them down. That is our golden rule.
It's a good rule.
That is a good rule.
Yes, Pixie.
I didn't
was
write
is
their
just
name.
over there watching us and is just has this look on his face of I've never seen people come back happy from a hunt.
Shit. I wrote down Leafy and Parker, but I didn't write down your guys.
Yeah, I have Leafy and Parker here too. I have Collector and the Weaponsmith, and that's was for another game. No, I had them written down.
We're lost without Matthew at the table. He's our class note taker. And has been for the 5-6 years that several of us have been playing together. And it is no longer than that now. Way longer than that now. Like 7 years we've all been playing together.
But the
And,
good news
yeah.
is we're also all mom friends. So when
Yes.
there is a need, we will
Yes,
step up.
We will, but like it's just the habit. Also, I have so many tabs. I discovered last week when I was trying to write things down that because of my hand injuries, I can't write legibly anymore, and I was like really sad. And I have to like work out the everything again to be able to take notes properly. But also, I'm running the OBS. I feel like I shouldn't be the one who has to default to note taking. Oh, it's worse than that. I couldn't finish words because it hurt too badly to write. Yeah.
I literally have wrote
normal
everything
for,
else,
like-
just not this dude's name.
Did we get names? We may have just gotten a shop description, honestly, if no one got the names.
There were no names.
There you go, then.
beyond Robert the Smith. The guy we went to was named Robert. There was
Sure.
no other names.
Sure.
Necry was
Andrew
the
just
Right,
got up to
no.
go check.
No, it was the Smith because in my head I made your Leafer voice joke.
All right.
Oh,
When you-
right.
Smith, Robert Smith.
Oh my god, I forgot about
What's
Leafer.
that?
Yes.
There you
His
go.
brother
So we don't know
Kiefer.
the bartender's name, so it's a
The
different bartender.
bartender is named Necry.
Yeah,
Necry.
yeah,
Necry.
yeah,
I wrote
Necry.
that down.
yes.
Hey, there
Um,
we go.
And she'd been saying,
Are-
that, yeah, we knew his name, yeah.
Are we taking a short rest here?
I would like to just go take a long rest and check out for the night, honestly.
We'll do a
But,
short rest here before we hobble back through town. Yes.
yeah. Ugh.
I have
A
it
little
written
nap before
down
we
that
go to
it's
sleep.
Smith and the Marvelous Armor Smith. That's literally what I wrote there.
Yep.
There you go.
Robert Smith.
Robert Smith.
We have
Robert
found it.
Smith.
There you go. So you take a short rest here. You enjoy your drinks, the free and I guess swill laden, and you make your way because you're not far from the Amazing Smith, right? And so you have returned. You come walking back in. Again, a lot of the mannequins, the armors that are on top of them, look well made. You can smell sort of the tannery and the heat of the forge. It's a larger, like corner shop, and definitely has open working space that ventilates in the back. And so, what would you like to do, Porthos?
Is my armor finished at this point? Or I feel like there wasn't really a lot of time in between now and then.
No, there wasn't. It's been about 4 hours.
Yeah, so I would like to pay up front though. That way, like this guy actually like puts effort behind it and doesn't kind of back burner it because there was no payment up front. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was. So yeah, he was doing the measurements last time you were here. So you come back. Are you gonna ask him about the uh,
The
skins?
chitin.
I approach him. I go, my friend. I know that you're about to start on my armor. And first, here's the payment, and I'm gonna go ahead and pay him. I think we said 1,400, right?
Yeah, I think he gave you a discount.
Yes, because I'm a smaller creature and it was a little less
Yep.
material. Just so I'm keeping track of gold. 600. So from the 1,600 we got, deduct 630 away from that, and then that is party funds for everybody else.
So how much is left in the party fund? You said.
So 1,600 is what we got. So I'm gonna use all of my 630 that I have of my bits.
I just need to know
So-
the final number that goes in the party fund amount. I need someone to do the math for me so I can write it down.
Be 970. So 970 gold going into party funds, and then if everybody if you want to divvy that up, that's up to you guys. I'm not taking a cut. That obviously was the whole point of me going to kill that thing.
I don't need to take anything right now. I'm okay continuing to use this to fund specific items specific party members end up needing. If people are okay with that. If anyone wants to take a cut, like because Norda wasn't here for the first hunt or fight, if Meg wants to take a chunk of it, I'm fine with that. Because
So
she's the only
900
one who wasn't here the first time we got paid.
Yeah,
Yeah, Meg, do you want?
I think she's frozen.
She is frozen. Oh, there she is.
Oh, there
She's back.
Oh, we'll find out in a moment. You're good with it going party fund? Okay, so you don't need it. All right, cool. Just making sure we trying to prioritize everyone being okay. Cool.
So
good.
for simplicity's sake, you guys earned 1,600, and the armor is 1,400. So there's 200 left over. Everybody has their personal amount, and if Andrew wants to add more, pay back.
That did not simplify it because we'd already figured out where most of it was coming from was Andrew's.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
paying all of my gold into it. So I'm dumping everything I have, and then
Which is
which is 630 bits.
right. He did the math wrong.
Oh, there we go. I'm
That's
not a
why I was
mathematician.
redoing it, but I'll go ahead and do it for you. So 1,400 minus 630 means that you pay 770. So of the 1,600 minus 770, you get 830.
So 830, not 970.
Yes.
Got it. So that's
And then I'm going to present the scales and shit, and I'm gonna be like, I don't know if this is more of a leatherworking thing, but I have this that we collected while we were out in the field.
Right.
It looks quite sturdy. I was wondering if you could make anything out of this.
Oh, let me see. Right. Oh,
Ooh.
it's a bit. This is a bit odd, but yeah, I can work with pretty much anything, and I could make something with this. Yes, looks flexible, and so sort of a don't know that I want to reinforce it for armor, but some sort of cloak or cape or robe, perhaps.
River, what do you want?
Oh.
Should we all have matching cloaks? That'd be pretty cool. There, we killed 3 of them. That was a lot of material we could have yanked off these things.
Yeah, you can probably get 3.
3 out of it, cool.
Pretty cloaks.
Nora
Nope.
wants the cloak. The other 2
Take the
don't.
cloak.
3 cloaks.
I'll take one.
All right.
Hell yeah.
It's the 3 of you
Um,
on the bottom half of the screen that are getting cloaks.
Yeah.
If you want the cloak, and do you want are we enchanting it, or we're just using the natural properties of the creature?
I think we just use the natural properties for now.
That'd probably be fine.
Okay. Sure. So that's about custom work. Let's say 100 apiece.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get your measurements.
Porthos turns around and goes right back to Cosmo and goes,
She's
Cosmo,
already
can I
pulled it
borrow
out.
100
She's
gold?
already got all. She has already pulled it out, and just like the moment he said 100 each, she just opened, and it's just there. This is the kid coming back asking for snack money, and yes, like.
It's like handing your mom candy for Mother's Day.
Mom, no, it's Lilo and I want to buy him. Can I borrow $2?
Yeah, there it is.
And put it back.
Awesome. Okay, well, we will leave you to your work. I appreciate you.
As Porthos turns to go, she stops him and goes, and turns him back around to ask, how long will this take?
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad.
There you go.
How long do you think this whole expenditure will take?
So 2 days for the armor, 2 days for the 3 cloaks. So a total of 4 days.
That's cool. Some of us have some healing to do, so that's fine.
Yeah.
We can wait. We can take a couple days off between hunts. That's fine.
As you guys are wrapping this up, let us actually do talk about the recovery of these injuries, because going by the rules of the book, it is a little different. So a setback, a level 1, requires 2 long rests, and associated with each long rest, there is a DC 18 medicine check. Without the long rests, or excuse me, without the medicine checks, it takes twice as long. That's the general rule for all of them. Level 2 dangerous injuries require 4, and the DC is 20. Handicap or level 3 is 8. Deadly is 12, and lethal is 18.
So who else is about to start dumping points into wisdom after this knowledge? Yeah. Okay.
It's the first time people should. It gives finally a reason for medicine to be a skill.
Yep, other than
Yeah.
poisoned?
So each of those days takes that. The check, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Each day takes that check.
So for instance, it's on my first day if I roll successfully, great. My second day if I don't, then it's 2 more days instead of 1 more day.
Right.
Good. Excellent. Thank you.
What was the DC for September 1?
18.
Can I assist anybody? I'm not proficient in medicine, but I'm very wise.
Oh yeah, are people allowed to assist on each other's medicine rolls?
You're also allowed to go find a doctor.
Oh,
Listen.
No, that sounds like it
That's-
makes sense.
it does.
that's fair.
But
I think we
rolled-
can do this here.
I rolled exactly an 18 on the first one and enough on the second one, so I'm actually okay. Like
I do not.
2 things. 1, it specifically says you need to be trained in medicine and have a healer's kit. But that's putting that aside. I really need to take a moment here and just go in the Wayback Machine, the rep Wayback trip, okay? Because in the pre-stream game, once upon a time,
We did
They
something
had-
about
yeah, they had Hand of Quill and Eye of Ren. One of the characters wanted to put them on. They were gonna have to cut off a character's hand and gouge out his eyes. And they decided, without being trained in medicine,
I blocked this
that
out.
doing this on a
On
shaky
a moving boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During a
sailing
storm.
through the ocean, that this is the perfect time for some
Yeah.
low stakes surgery.
Yeah.
But did we die? He
Oh,
was
did we die?
fine. He was
Should
fine.
have.
Like
Listen, we wanted to take the eye out anyway. Worst case scenario, we do it well. Worst case scenario, what? We take the eye out? Oh,
we have
no,
the
you know?
upgrade waiting. It's not like it's good, you know.
Yeah.
You're just matching your surroundings by being a pirate even more with a patch eye. You know, that's how it works.
So there you go.
You're all welcome
Um,
for
I'll
the
go
trauma.
find a doctor.
Yeah, like maybe we should go find a doctor.
I'll go. You guys are.
Hilda wants a doctor. She very specifically writes out doctor, please.
No, it's okay. You just need rest and some tea, and you just keep doctor.
No,
Porthos goes,
doc.
I'm a doctor. A
Nope.
doctor of love.
Oh,
I
God.
had to know
Cosmo
it.
has Cosmo
You get
has
hit with the cane.
no. Cosmo
And then
has
I grab the mic at the karaoke bar and I go, stop calling me the Space Cowboy.
Cosmo has bamped the fuck out of this conversation. She is headed back to her home base to rest it off. And she's like, you know, like she's got shit to do. She's gonna take some books. She's gonna lay up in bed for a couple days of research. Come get me when you guys are ready to go out again, depending on how long it takes. And she's gonna just go drink it off at home.
Hilda's trying to get you to stay and help her get to
She
her
is
appointment.
not-
River
she is
is
just missed
100%
it.
helping Hilda to the hospital right now.
Although I am right here. I am fully of mind and body. I will help you. What? Goodness gracious.
Hilda can't scream
Grab
for
it
help
on,
because voice,
Or-
but
no.
Cosmo's gone. She gives her like she signs and kind of gives a come by whenever, like let me know. Like again, it's signed that no one else understands except fucking Norda. Of
Yeah.
you guys come get me when everyone feels better, and it's fine. And she just leaves.
We will come get you.
You can use healing magic as a bonus to the medicine check. And now knowing this, if any of you want to retrain a skill into medicine, I will let you do that.
The great thing about this is because Starfallen
what?
have the observational expertise thing, at least one day during any of those healing periods, I will be able to give myself proficiency in medicine. So if people need help, if whatever, I happen to roll well enough that I didn't need it. I didn't think about it before, but I can change every day the bonus skill I'm proficient in. It just can't be the same skill 2 days in a row. So like I could only do it for one of the healing days, basically. Well, or every other one, basically, depending on how long your injury is going to take. So keep that in
So
mind.
what did you say? Proficiency? I can add things of healing magic. What?
When the medicine check comes around,
Yeah.
if you cast healing magic, it is a +1 per spell level. So
Okay.
so in your case, you could add up to a +4
Okay.
because your levels are different. But
Right.
That's what we're going with. So,
Okay.
but that's a +4 is solid. Like,
Well, we're not doing anything, so it's okay for me to use that much of
Yeah.
magic.
Is anyone retraining into medicine?
then
I
there's-
will.
Or we can also go find you a doctor. Ally.
We can both. Yes,
You-
we're getting you a fucking
Yes,
doctor.
Hilda's getting a doctor.
Going to the
Fuck's sake,
doctor.
can some of us okay, I'm an agent in the field all the time. Can I roll to see if we have a dream doctor? Can I roll to see if I already have a contact, please?
Yeah.
Thank
do.
you.
Yeah, sure.
I pull out
There's
a
a
copy
dream
of Grey's
doctor.
Anatomy. I'm like, I'm going to
God.
learn how to do this.
Oh,
Hilda, I
fuck.
will be your doctor. All right.
I
watched-
18 to look for to have a medicinal contact.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
There's the dream doctor. You can tell
Not
me
what
who
we're
they
gonna
are.
call him. Although Ripper Doc is also not great.
Nick Dream Doctor?
No, this is and so there's a few doctors in the department, and they're scattered throughout the city, actually, depending on if you can't get back to headquarters and you're bleeding or damaged or whatever. They also specialize in upgrades, and anyone who has cybernetics or whatever other weird shit, they install hands and eyes on stable operating tables, shockingly.
Ripper Doc.
Yeah,
it.
I know. And then on this side of town, if she doesn't want to go anywhere else, in the fiend adjacent bar hunting area that we're in right now, there is a more experimental doctor. He is very good at what he does, but he gets very, very excited about how other species heal. And so he likes to be like, if you're a genasi and you're made of that, have you tried doing this thing that this species does? It's very cool. It might work well with your anatomy and your genetics. He will do exactly what you like. He's not just a mad scientist, but boy, he's excited about trying new things. So he's
this
near
is how we
he's near
down.
enough to you. She will give you his information before she heads home instead. Then, like,
Name? Did you give him a name?
yep, it's.
That's what Cody asked for.
I'm panicking. I'm not good at the rapid off the cuff. Hold on. What?
I'm panicking.
No, that's not his name. Fuck you.
Is he known as a doctor or a ripper?
He's a doctor.
Okay.
And his name is Shirk.
Shirk?
SHERK.
Not to be confused with
Because
Shrek.
my brain wanted to say Shrek, so I switched words around.
Listen,
Got
it
it.
could
And
be
I didn't
Shrek.
want it to be with an I, like he was shirking responsibility, so I changed. Actually, it'll be there, Shirk, with a Y. So it's fantastical and not Shrek.
Before you walk away, I go, is he a veterinarian? I'm not.
She
He gets
she
the K
carefully
again.
no, she carefully goes and writes and holds up. Are you calling yourself a pet?
Kind of, I used to be.
And she just leaves.
I'm confused. Okay. We go to the doctor, Shirk. Shirk? Shirt.
Shirk. Shirk.
So that'll be probably 2 days of Dr. Shirk there.
You go and meet with
At
Dr.
least.
Shirk. Yeah. It's a couple of days of Dr. Shirk. He's very skilled. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to assume that if you are paying for the doctor, that he's going to guarantee success. Okay. We're going to call it 100 bits per level of injury. So for both days, the setback is a total of 100. So if it's dangerous, and so if it's a level 2, it's a total of 200. Real simple. If it's a level 3, total of 300. Level 4, total of 400. It's going to cover all of the recovery cost.
So I spend 300 because I have both a setback and dangerous. I have level
We're
1 and
gonna
level 2.
nope. You're gonna count dangerous and go down. So
Compounding.
it's just the highest level one. Yep.
I feel like it's more worth it for me not to spend $100 on my level 1 setback.
Especially because, like, you can probably roll well enough with your medicine to just heal.
My medicine is only a +1. My
Never mind, I
character is not
lied.
wise.
That's
She is not wise.
Adorable.
So as it stands, Hilda's gonna take 4 days to
Mhm.
recover. So untreated, a level 1 is gonna take 4 days. So you guys are actually on the same track.
So we don't need to
Sweet.
go this time, but it's good to know for next time.
Right. But
I'm just sitting
but-
with Hilda, just recovering.
You've learned to knit.
I think, yeah, Norda's sitting, she's kind of hiding in the, not hiding, that sounded really creepy. But she's sort of like in a unobtrusive space, whenever Hilda will let her be there and she's taking notes, she's looking at how he's treating her and fixing things to get her medicine proficiency.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's 250. I think it's 250 gold total to gain the proficiency, and it takes a number of weeks. Equal, I think it's 10 minus your intelligence modifier.
So 10.
I think that's the official rule of like training a skill or adding a skill.
Right,
But
but
if
if
you
I'm
wanna- If you want to switch
swapping-
it, then I'll 4 days. That's fine. We can swap
Okay.
it. Yeah. What are you swapping out?
animal handling,
You haven't done much animal handling, so that's fine.
no,
Yeah.
which is weird because I'm surrounded by nothing.
Good.
Well, 1 star and then an animal, and then all animal.
Yep.
But I haven't been handling them, so there you go.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
so over the course of the 4 days, Dr. Shirk and associates do a very good job of taking care of you, Hilda. and you there's yeah, everybody else, you guys do your normal recovery over the course of a few days. It's a lot of bed rest. It's drinking tea and waters, and hydrating and keeping a fever down and infection away. And so you guys have come to about 4 days later. You're regrouping at the Plan G. And so, if I'm not mistaken, it's been 6 days, a week since you left, since the library, and 4 days since the Painmonger. Okay.
During the time frame, was Hilda in a hospital basically? Like, was it like a hospital bed the whole time?
Um, it can be inpatient or outpatient. I don't think, given what was the level 2 injury, Hilda?
Injured her leg. She could hardly walk.
Okay. So,
She would
yeah,
have
I
probably
mean,
been stuck at the hospital most of that time.
Broken
there you go.
windpipe and the leg at the same time. So yeah. So the whole time, even though Porthos is recovering from his level 1, it was a staggering blow, which
Mhm.
technically by the actual staggering blow stats, I got rid of the moment I was still conscious at the end of that fight. So, but I'm still going with the injury and stuff. So Porthos would have been waiting out of her room to make sure nothing was gonna go awry inside of there.
Mhm.
So it was like kind of having like a guard at the door the whole time.
Okay. Yeah. I think staggering blow is the quickest
so
to
sweet.
recover because it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like a rattle to the head or to the chest or whatever.
It's like a mild concussion.
There's no such thing.
which is Porthos's catch at this point. It's like the
Literally,
third concussion.
that was River's injury as well. She definitely was just like in the room getting water and doing things quietly, so not disturb Hilda.
Hilda spent the entire time writing and had you go out and buy another notebook for her.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gathering back at the G now, right?
Yes. Norda.
Yes, Norda.
I have a question. When we were all having a group party in Hilda's convalescence room, did we hear the book talk anymore?
Everybody roll me a percentile.
I crit.
73.
69.
33? Yes!
97.
67.
Doesn't matter if we did. We got 69.
69. Nice.
So, River with the 97, you hear faint sort of whispers of the book, but you can't make out what it's saying. Just that you get the feeling that if you were to ask for, open, tried to read it, there might be something available. Then again, it's not your book.
Nope.
The book is literally sitting next to her bed in the bag.
River's just staring at the bag. Just, She doesn't want to steal it. She's not like that, but she wants it. She's like,
Go
I'm
ahead.
nosy.
She will motion for you to read the dang book. It says the same thing to her and hasn't been helpful for a while.
River 100% scares over and grabs it then.
Okay. As you go flipping through the pages, most of them are blank. And when the words do begin to come, it usually is that familiar little riddle that you guys have been given, but you do stop on a familiar page. On a page that just sort of has a good vibe to it. And the narration reads, and you sort of hear it in your mind, not necessarily talking to you, but perhaps you're just reading it in the same voice that you heard long ago. A voice that was at once familiar and yet somehow distant, comforting and yet menacing. But it was that distance that River should have been contemplating. A distance that stretched across the city, whether high neon or high dark. There was something spreading. It had already devoured so many, and yet, throughout the possibility, it had not lost itself. There it was, spreading like a plague, a pestilence, an infection that no doctor or hospital possibly cure. It was, in a way, sort of like time. Time that always marched forward. And yet, this task, this impossible task of stalling or stopping Bale seemed as impossible as stopping time. But then again, this is Hortensia. And there is one place where the impossible is very mundane. There is one place where a book might be your thoughts, or it might be irrefutable. Irrefutable is at the bottom of the page, and as she goes to turn it, the ink sort of spreads. And there is almost like an inkjet printer, but a little more dripping. A illustration on the page, and it is the last bit of words, or the last bit of information that it does offer. I'm going to try to find that illustration and make a copy of it for you. Oh, right, that's what I need, and you'll have it in a moment. It's printing.
I'm excited.
It takes time to print.
And then you got to rip the little perforated bit off
Yep.
and then fold them on each other and make a little slinky. It's a process.
It's got that old dot matrix.
Yep.
Fascinating. It's old technology.
It comes out on a green paper with the little, roly dots on
Yes.
Yes.
Gosh. I miss it sometimes.
I kind of miss the noise.
That was
I do.
so fast, Andrew.
Yeah.
You got that so fast. For me, it was, I associate that kind of printer with in school, in the library, you had to take like quizzes or tests or whatever, like the reading comprehension tests, and they'd print out your results on those things. And because I was an autistic fucker, my whole personality was built on acing all of those and taking more of them than any other student in the whole school. I was reading up so I would just collect those, and they're my favorite thing to like print and show off and be like, look, I'm smart. Like everything about me makes sense now. Like
This is
I
by far not the worst one that I had prepped today, by the way. Like this one was quick and easy. The worst one I held off on because I was like, maybe not. Maybe not that one.
I have
The
all
fact
those
that-
printers in my house, which is why I have that sound memorized.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
Okay. Into, I guess, out of context.
I'm ready.
You can also put these things in our chat if you don't want to like drop them for.
Oh,
Don't
Yeah.
mind.
The hand again?
Oh,
Ah, why?
I have seen that picture in the book.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Hey, Five Fingers. That feels prophecy-ish.
Yeah, the other book about personalities, infectious personalities, is going to probably be what Hilda will be reading once she's healed. That was still in her room.
Yeah, the Book of Ooze, basically. The Book of Non-Corporeal Gelatinous Entities.
Infectious personalities is what. Yeah, it was the book of infectious personalities or something.
Oh, okay.
okay. So it prints that specifically.
The book
Yep.
of infectious personalities is exactly what it was called.
Ah.
Is
in black and
there-
white.
Ooh.
In,
Is there
like,
anything
creepy
about
art.
it I would like recognize? Or
You can make an Arcana check.
bet.
If I'm in the room, may I look at it? May I make one also?
Sure.
I'll fully be like, Hilda, is it supposed to do this?
Porthos is just out in front of the room, just thinking about one thing.
Dirty 20.
11.
There are a wide number of artifacts that are hand related, right? The a monkey's paw is absolutely among them. It doesn't look like the hand for any of the six-fingered gods or entities, so you can scratch them off of your list.
Thankfully, we won't be
looks-
visited by Inigo Montoya then.
There you go. Also important. It looks somewhat manufactured or enchanted, right? So it may not be that specific hand. It might be a hand that you need to process in that way, right? If you can figure it out, or if you can find somebody that recognizes it. Clearly, those are magical runes. They seem to be warding or defensive in nature. With the dirty 20, probably you would know that that warding magic is probably the distance of the light, the distance cast by that candlelight.
Fun fact, I can actually requisition the monkey's paw. And or what I think this is. Hand of Glory is on my list of things.
This
I
is
can
not
use.
a
Okay,
Hand
just
of
making
Glory.
sure. Yeah, I was like, I have weird hand shit. However, you would probably know from working with her that weird religious symbology, and arcane shit is her entire area of expertise. So you're welcome to let me look at things. I have never seen inside this fucking book because you didn't want me to. But in case,
Hilda's, yeah, when you finally get into Hilda's room, you'll learn more.
So we know
Well-
it's hand.
It is a hand.
Some handy information.
Glad you
good
got a
night,
handle on
everybody.
it.
Nope, I'm just gonna hit the big red end stream panic button. Just no.
Yeah, I get it. It's a reasonable response. I'm on board. It's fine. We had a good run. Where would you guys like to meet up? And at the Plan G, or at somebody's house, at a dream office, at
Plan G's good.
okay, cool.
Oh, you don't want to be at my house? What?
Plan
You
G
have
is
a
good.
house?
Where is your house?
The sewer is my house.
That's what I thought.
Porthos, are you going to pick up your items?
Yeah,
Today?
yeah, I'll go pick up the items for sure.
Okay. When you're in the Amazing Smith, make me a perception check.
13 plus 4, so 17.
Okay. There are a number of armors and things up and around in here, and there is it does sort of have like a counter with a little glass front in it, right? And you haven't really looked at it because you didn't come here for jewelry or trinkets or anything along those lines, but you do see a it's hard to describe. So it's got like a square base, and it looks like there are sort of layered up in blocks, slightly irregular. It looks like it got carved or cut, or like a geode, kind of up on the top, kind of crystalline. This square grid sort of artifact, and you look at it, and something about it just speaks to you.
Like literally?
No words, but there's a very strong, positive feeling that that sort of you feel when you look at it. It's the feeling that reminds you of like when you're in your carrion form, and all of the creatures and carrion are crawling over you. That the comfort, the familiarity, the protection that all of that sort of offers is what it feels like.
Robert, my friend, what exactly is that right there?
Which one? Oh, that. Let me see. All right. They had some people that traded me this one for for a helmet a bit ago. Did a repair job, but didn't have much to pay. Didn't stick around long, and best I can say is that it was they said it was part of a thing that they wrote in on that got chopped. But the jaggedness, so I don't think it was an actual like a chopper, sword or an axe. I think it was like an energy that sort of did a bit of melting. But it looks like it'll fit with other things. And you never know in Hortensia. Sometimes you plug it in to the wall and it turns stuff on. I was using it to charge my my register.
It's a power source. How much would you say you would want to trade that over for?
I mean, it's pretty useful.
Somewhere
As
at the
far as-
bar, waiting for him to come back, Cosmo is just sensing she should be counting out change. I don't know why. I feel like I need to pull some gold out of my pouch here.
Or,
Don't know why.
or you know, if it's necessity you need, you know, of course I could bring you resources that you might need that I could find in my adventures. You know, I'm always out there in the field. I'm always willing to do a little bit of side scurrying, you know.
Oh yeah, that could be useful for sure. I think that I think if this is something that could be a plan we work out for sure, for sure. Um, I would think overall, given that it is extremely rare, because we've had a couple of corporations come through, and they were trying to buy it, but I said I wouldn't sell because they crushed the little guy in the small business, right?
Truly.
So I didn't want to sell it to the corporations. Luckily, my enchantments they're very good. But they were offering about 200,000 bits for it. But I don't really.
Porthos has a heart attack.
But I don't know that I need the bits necessarily. I would like some pieces, some good item thingies, and if perhaps you could come up with that, then sure, we can talk about it, or I can put the gas on you.
I think that can be arranged, my friend. Definitely don't give it to those corpos. That's not nice.
No,
They don't need it. They have enough things in this world. They don't need to take the nice things from us.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
I agree. So did you want the gas to take it now, or did you want to do the jobs first?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. My brain went absolutely blank.
There was a lot of words in that voice. It just at a certain
No,
point.
no. Did I want to do the jobs first, or did I want what was the first part? Sorry.
To take the gas. So he's offering to ensorcel you with the gas spell. Essentially a compulsory spell that he'll let you walk out of here with it, but it will you'll have to do the jobs or return it to him within a certain amount of time.
Oh,
So if you're
I
planning on
guess
doing the jobs anyway, you might as well use the thing.
Well, can I return here in a moment? I need to make sure that my party is okay with this. I don't want to derail any plans that may be being made for me. You know, that it's a group effort, and I don't want to be rude.
That is very smart. It's the teamwork that makes the dream work.
Indeed, it does. Truly. Anyway, I really appreciate this armor. It is beautiful, by the way. I feel very secure.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. The cloaks do a bit of a weird thingy. I couldn't get him to stop it, but they're an interesting bit of materials.
You know, I would ask what it does, but I really like mystery, you know?
Oh, okay. I won't tell you then. I'll just let you see it for yourself.
Oh no!
The horror in River's eyes right now. Cosmo's gonna kill this small rat. Oh my god. The
If
research
River was there, she'd be kicking your ass.
research heavy Cosmo is going to have a heart attack. And I'm cutting
I
you
really
off.
appreciate that. I can truly feel Cosmos just gonna be so happy to see these cloaks on us.
I'm gonna shave him.
But give me about a couple of hours and I will return in just a moment, okay?
Sure. Okay.
Never been happier to not take the cloak. I feel secure in my decision to not accept this.
I will head back and I will go to the Plan G and bring the cloaks in and be like, Cosmo, he said he had no idea what's going to happen with it.
Why are you telling me I'm not one of the ones who has to wear them?
No, but you know, you like to study things. I figured it'd be fun for you.
She grabs one of them and I would like to cast Identify, please. So I don't put these people in danger in the field. Because some of us are professionals.
Yeah. So you cast it as a ritual.
Yes, I do.
From what I understand. So in about 10 minutes, you'll know what they do.
Great. While that's happening, I have to come out and grab a food before I throw up in real life. So be right back.
Sounds
Look at
good.
your foods.
Hilda's reading the book of infectious personalities.
Okay.
While
Go ahead.
while she's casting ritual and she's distracted, I would like to sleight of hand something into Cosmo's backpack.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
Yes, 24.
Okay. What is it?
It's a package. It's like a note that's been folded up. And you notice Norda's not wearing her hand wraps anymore. She's put them in like a little note that got folded, and they've been put into her bag.
Okay. Sounds good.
Anyways, friends, I don't know if we had anything specific, but I hate to call upon you all again. This is starting to feel like too much of what can you do for Porthos and not enough what Porthos could do for you. But the gentleman at the armor shop has an item that is, well, you know how I'm able to have that shiny armor that comes over me after I yell it's morphin time. There's something that's connected to that in some way that's in his shop. And a lot of big corporations are trying to get their hands on it, and they really can't get their hands on that. And though it might not be exactly like mine or anything that's truly connected, but I'm getting a very strong feeling that we need to get that item out of there and make sure it's secured and not going to be taken by anything else. So he has offered to let us basically trade out for job for the item.
What does he want?
I did not ask the jobs or make any offers until I come to speak with you all. I did not feel comfortable just making choices for the group. You know, it's a group effort.
The irony.
Don't see why not. I'm on board.
The irony of you saying that after making the decision to not find out what these fucking magic cloaks did for the group is just.
Listen. Porthos just wanted you to have a good day, because if he knew the answer already, there'd be no fun in you figuring it out.
She has so many other puzzles to figure out. Cthulhu is coming from us. You think she needs this right now? She's fine.
Take your mind off of Cthulhu for a minute.
Never. My mind is always on Cthulhu.
This is a feat of strength if I can make you forget about him for at least 2 seconds.
You
That's
didn't.
literally
she is
God level.
neurodivergent as fuck. She has multiple thoughts processes going on at all times, my guy.
Multiple windows up on the search engine.
And
I got you.
I'm paying attention to all of them. And she has 3 monitors, and they're all just quartered out in 4 separate,
Did you check on that since the monkeys, though? Because there could only be 1 window open right now, and you're currently typing on the typewriter.
Listen, nope. I'm still very, very much too many windows open.
So do we want to take the job or not?
I don't see why not. I'm on board.
What does the book have to say?
What does the book say?
Roll a percentile.
Just Tilda?
For now.
Cool.
River
wants that book now.
69.
God damn it.
That's a crit, baby. Nice. 2 crits in a row this week.
Amazing.
The book itself doesn't discuss you in this scene in this moment. You it's sort of like trying to search through a
sorry, not that book. The Book of Infectious Personalities.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, okay.
The other book is sitting on the table for anyone else to read. Hilda's reading a different one now.
Okay, so you want to know what the Book of Infectious Personalities says?
Yeah, because if it gives me a hint that we should do something else now, like, hey, we need a certain item, well, we figure, we can see what we need.
It's gonna take more than this cursory read. It's gonna really take some research to dig into it. What it does sort of outline it is a study on creatures, entities, demi-deities, and like demon princes that are able to infect, subsume, take over other creatures. There doesn't seem to be one particular or specific tactic or artifact that is good against all of them. Although there is there is usually a running theme of axiomatic or lawful or time-based artifacts and entities sort of being the strong and proper counter to those types of creatures. Now, if you're talking about removing the compelling effect, you're really looking at some form of larger restoration in conjunction with like a mind blank sort of spell.
In River, grab the book that does talk to people.
Sure.
She's just gonna like pull it onto her lap and she's like, "Tell me what wisdom you have. What should we
Roll-
do?"
Thank you for the reminder that I need to generate new spells for the day.
Roll a percentile.
28.
You start trying to look through it. The words that pop up don't really seem to be related to anything that is happening or going on here.
Next time. Just shuts it.
Has it been 10 minutes?
Yes, it has been 10 minutes. So the cloaks of the chronal, what are they called? Yeah, there it is. The chronal feeders. They have almost a mirror-like effect where they reflect their surroundings. However, the reflection is an hour behind.
So it would be like if we're walking through a cave that hasn't changed, they will look like their surroundings and they would blend in. However, if something was there an hour ago, we would know it. Like, is it clear enough? Is it that kind of mirror? Is that reflective that we're like?
Yeah. So it looks reflective of so like it looks reflective, kind of like a piece of glass, right? So you're kind of getting a general idea, but if you stop and really look at it and like focus on it, you can tell that the details are not what is physically around you right now, and you can see details of
I want to know details. I think so.
of what happened an hour ago.
And so when she, keep going. Sorry.
I was just going to tell you that mechanically, it would take a perception check into the glass basically to see what was happening an hour ago, because it's not like a digital screen, right?
No, but we've got 3 of them, so they could stand in strategic places and we could see.
Potentially.
But she in trying to she thinks she's figured out. She stops and she holds she says, "Hilda," and she like asks you to stand and hold this thing up where she can, and she's looking specifically at, because Porthos is the last one in. The rest of them have been sitting here for long enough, but Porthos wasn't here an hour ago. And so she's looking at the reflection. So would it be reflection like mirror, or would it be what we're looking through? If I hold it here, is it reflecting what's over there? Or is it reflecting what's behind it?
So it reflects the area it is in.
Okay.
So you do not see Porthos.
Okay, so I would have to put it over Porthos or in front of Porthos to not see Porthos.
Right.
Okay. Trying to figure out which direction mirror things are coming from. That's it.
So it looks like a mirror.
Yeah.
You see, the room is correct.
Yeah.
But everybody's doing stuff they were doing an hour ago.
Yes.
Porthos wasn't here an hour ago,
Yes.
so he's not in the
Yes,
reflection.
I know. Yes. That's
So it's basically just showing a live feed of an hour ago in the spot that you're standing.
Thank you. The live feed is helping because the mirror was confusing. Because that my thought then said I had to hold it across from something.
It's the
to
cloak of
reflect,
recording.
Like that's why. But okay.
So does it it doesn't essentially make you invisible. It's just you can look into the cloak and see things.
Yeah.
Essentially.
You're not invisible at all. I
Look
mean,
at
Just
me.
switch an hour behind.
yeah.
Okay.
Of the location, not the person, though. So that's the big thing there.
Yep.
Cool.
She does explain that with a bizarre sort of. Can I, knowing that, make a. These don't count as legendary creatures, do they?
They're not.
Good.
No.
That's fine. But in general, can I make some kind of intelligence check to figure out if they were an hour behind? And if they were, how that would work? Like, if they, because it wouldn't so much matter if they were teleporting in and out of if they came from a space that is always behind, that has to be a transitive property of, whatever creature that was, right? So she's
I
trying to
think they
figure
were
out.
time traveling creatures. That was the description we got.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to figure out, if there's anything of note we can find out about where they were traveling from or to or any of those things. That was it. But never mind.
Yeah, you can make a check. Go for it.
What kind of check?
Which would you like to make?
I don't know. Arcana, I guess, because it's my strongest
Sure.
one.
Sounds good.
Ooh. Dirty 20.
So, knowing the name Chronal Feeder does give you a little bit of more information to go off of, and you recall
The fact that they
these-
feed on time concerns me.
So yeah, they do, but really, what they're interested in are chronal anomalies, right? So things that are outside of time. So time slowing, time going faster,
Then
time travelers.
did they come find us on purpose? Did one of us do a time stop thing? Because we're not, that I know of, out of time, because everything in Altensia kind of pops in and out. Did we do
Wouldn't
something?
that make everybody in Altensia technically a
Yes.
time traveler?
So the whole planet would be a danger to them, or a prey to them. So I didn't know if they came after us specifically because we were carrying or doing something that we shouldn't have, or because
These are not a common occurrence in
Got it.
Altensia.
Okay, so they definitely were we were a target. That's terrifying.
This was a hit.
Well, not even that. It was a hunt. So either one of us has something.
For me, I
You
was
specifically.
holding the book.
You specifically, okay? Because they.
Oh, yeah,
And
because the
one
book tells us
ignored-
stuff.
The one ignored the fight in front of it and came after Mead specifically.
Okay.
I had the book.
I didn't think about that because
That's
other people
true.
did get hit, but I wasn't. That you are absolutely fucking correct. Oh shit.
And we have Loki been using it as a means of a magic 8-ball.
No, Hilda's been trying to use it for very different things.
You've been
Fine.
using it.
River has been using it as a magic 8-ball.
Also, suddenly glad I've never picked up this book. Okay. She stops and she puts that together because she's smarter than Pixie is. And just looks at Hilda and says, "You've got to be careful with that thing."
River's just holding it.
I know. It's careful with all of them. I do take the book back from River
Yeah.
and put it in the pouch.
River pouts.
Yeah.
Just,
She gets head pats.
Good. Amazing. Can you keep it in something warded when you're not using it? Is that possible? Can we get it something? Can we get it a book sleeve that's warded? It might make me feel better. Because if
Do you
you'd been
have
alone,
one?
you would not have been
Mm.
able to handle all 3 of those.
Do you have one? I mean, my
No,
place
we'd have
isn't
to
very
go.
secure, but
Probably commission one somewhere, but. Oof.
So my cloak is good.
It's weird, but it's fine.
Okay, that's fun. Um, anyways, we doing the job or we have other stuff? Listen, I'm not tying us up, but I figured, you know.
well, my best understanding is we'll need something with strong chronal magic to start to even fight the Bale. I haven't dug into the research much in this one, in which she plops down the other book in the middle of the table and says, we need something chronally related, so whatever we're looking for, it's gonna be connected to that, I think.
Yes, whatever this thing was, it really does. I feel like not the smartest rat in the pack, but I will tell you that I have a really strong feeling that we need to get that thing from him, or he's going to be in danger as well.
We could at least see what he
Mhm.
wants. See how easy it is.
They offered him 200 million or 200,000 bits, and he turned it down. So it seems he wants it to go in the right hands. But you know, nothing is for free.
Also, no offense. The ease of the job has never really been our concern when it comes to things like this, has it? We went into places like the quarantine that nobody really comes back from willingly. It feels. If they offered him something that large and he turned them down, there's a very good chance they might come back and take it by force.
He was confident in his defense, but
Well,
I just don't feel comfortable.
no.
So, okay, well then let's all head back then. That way we can um, talk to him. You guys can talk to him. I'll sign for the contract. That way it's on me, and yeah, we can get to work.
Okay. You make your way back to the Amazing Smiths, and Porthos, just for fun, why don't you roll me a percentile? Actually, somebody else roll one as well.
Oh, okay.
83.
99!
Wow.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's gonna either be really good or really terrible.
When you guys make it back into the street where the Smiths is, I'd like all of you to roll me perception checks.
13.
I don't like that you're shuffling your cards right now, Cody. 25.
Can this be made with smell included?
It's a nat 20 for a 22.
Sure.
Norda
He's distracted.
sees everything.
Dirty 20.
25.
So nat 20, 25, and dirty 20. You guys.
And 22 from Hilda, I believe.
Yeah,
That
Oh,
was
nat
the nat
20.
20.
Duh, yeah, sorry.
there you go. As you guys are making your way into the down the alley, you're pretty much at the front door of this place. The doorbell rings and it's the hammer on the anvil, sort of ding 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 ding. But you look down the street and you catch a glimpse of somebody with kind of long hair and long black hair. Tough to tell, kind of androgynous. Tough to tell if, as far as like gender, human, that for sure. And it looks like they're staring at you, but they're only there for about a split second because as soon as a fire giant sort of walks by, and they're obscured from your view, they've disappeared.
Is that the same one as before when we were in the under?
Doesn't, for some reason, doesn't, you don't think so?
Because that was a man, wasn't it?
Not the same, but definitely the same vibe, right?
Hilda didn't see him the first time, so the first one. So
I saw him very
didn't
clearly
know
the
for
first
sure.
one. I like made eye fucking contact with the first one, so I would
Different
know.
guy.
Yeah,
What are you
different guy.
talking about?
We were being followed when we were heading down to the library, but he didn't do anything. He just sort of watched us as we went down and went up the other way, and then saw him again when we were leaving, and Porthos waved at him, I believe. And now we're looking at someone is watching us as well.
Well, then someone's radar then.
Different people, though.
Not always
Perhaps they are
good
just
people.
looking.
It's a very intentional look, and if we were on another
Well?
planet, we might look like a strange group, but we're in Hortensia, so we actually sort of blend.
Planet. What do you mean planet?
Planet?
Porthos is gonna duck in.
Oh, you've never been to where she
Good
lives,
job.
also. She just wants to explain the cosmos to you.
Everything looks fine in here and normal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Porthos kind of looks back right before he's about to approach the shopkeep and start talking. Well, we know we're being hunted, so that's obviously at this point probably going to be hunted by multiple people. If something has the power to send those nasty things that attacked us right after a job, we should probably be a little more vigilant on our backsides now.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
Said he had enough of the chitness to make 3 cloaks. Did he happen to have any scraps left over?
No.
God damn it. I just thought we could probably make a book pocket out of that material and it would mask it. Because they are also time travelers. They might cancel each other out. I don't know. I might research on that and see if it's a thing we can commission
You
later.
always wrap it in a cloak.
I want you
wrap
guys
it
to
in a-
wear your cloaks. That's the whole point. But I'm gonna do
Porthos-
some downtime research later on that. Carry on.
Porthos looks at you, and do you want to say that?
No, I was
Because,
just asking the DM as an out of character. I was
no, I'm asking you, like, do you want that? Because Porthos, this isn't going to fit Porthos's fighting style to have this cloak on. Porthos is not the one that's hiding.
She
at all
hasn't. She
whatsoever.
hasn't mentioned it yet because I was just asking Cody. I don't
Yeah.
know that you're not going to use the cloak necessarily. We thought it was for you, so that's a thing we'll deal with later. If I want to
Yeah.
repurpose it, it's fine.
Okay. I walk up to the counter then. I go, Robert, my friend. I believe we are in agreements that we are good to take a job. I'd like to do the first option and take it with me, if that's possible.
Oh, you want the gas?
Yes.
Alright, we can do that. Give me a moment and I'll get you the gas.
Sounds good.
And goes in the back and he sort of, walks around and he kind of comes back out. And he's got this, this ring. It's a little spiky and he kind of puts it over your head. And okie dokie. So for the first one, we're gonna have give you, what do you think, 30 days, right? Okay,
Yes.
we'll give
Yes.
you 30 days for the melted heart of the Balor.
Melted heart of the Balor.
Yep, melted heart of a Balor.
Okay. And what else?
No, that we have to do it in the steps.
Oh, okay. So this is the first task, and then
This
okay.
is the first one.
I understand what you're saying now.
I don't want to give him to you all at once, because then you'd have to do them all at once.
That is very fair. I've heard a tale of a man once who had to kill like 3 liches, and it was like very wild.
That sounds terrible. Who would make him do that?
My brain went just
love you,
my
Cody.
brain when he started doing fucking the list. My brain went. The cow is white as milk. The cape is red as but like I just started doing the Into the Woods list. Like, you can't do them all at once because you will definitely lose half of them before you get the
Yep.
other ones back.
Okay, excellent. I will do this, no problem.
I look forward to seeing it.
And then so he gives me the item, right?
He does.
Okay. Do I get anything off of it?
Um, yes, there does seem to be that familiar positive feeling. As you sort of hold it and feel it in your hand, you do note that it feels like things are spilling out and off of it, that it is incomplete and unfocused.
Oh, yep. I know this one. And he's gonna turn around and he holds it out for Cosmo and Hilda to look at.
Sure. She'll take it. Arcana
Sure,
check?
make
Or
perception
perception?
checks. You can make yeah.
Can I do
I'll take
adva-
Arcana.
Okay, Arcana, can I do advantage if Hilda's helping? Yes? Or are we both just rolling our own?
That's up to you guys. You decide.
And while they're kind of like looking it over, because I'm assuming Porthos is still holding it, and they're kind of like about to just kind of exchange it, he like whispers off. He's like, Norda, River, you should actually put your hands on this. Like, actually, this is a very interesting sensation.
Could I do an Arcana check as well?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll just all do.
I'll put my hat on it.
24.
You rolled
Oh, I'm
20.
just touching it.
21.
26.
Norda, there is a I guess there's like an odd distant cousin idea to the Lunarchus here, sort of feeling it. um but it's not really anything that feels important to you, or like it, like, yeah, okay, yeah, you kind of feel it. It is definitely magical. It does have a ton of energy. Your Arcana checks do tell you part of its nature. There is, looking inside of it, the crystalline sort of structures, within the geode, very much form a repetitive pattern of grid, and this in general does seem to absorb and reorder magical energy, but this is clearly only a piece of it, and is going to, and not terribly functional without the rest.
Did you feel it? Did you, like, it reminds me of home. It's strange. I don't know.
Is our hair standing on end for those of us that are fuzzy?
Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Also,
Yeah,
do we
definitely.
feel the anything? And
So you can, so very much like anything else in Ultensia, you feel magic all around you all the time. This definitely has a, you can feel the flow of magic passing through your fingers, the way you would feel air if you held your hand up to a fan, right? Like there's definitely a current and a whoosh happening as you touch it. There's, you don't really have a frame of reference, Cosmo, Hilda, or River, so it doesn't feel familiar in the same way it does to them, and only passingly at all, like very distant for Norda. But there is a very familiar feeling uh, for Porthos.
Yeah, and this is just like above table. Like, this is just Porthos is like excited and doesn't know if he's the only one experiencing the sensation. That would be like the sense of what Porthos is giving right now.
I didn't really feel much, but then again, I don't have a home to feel anything like, so that just might be me.
It feels incomplete.
Cosmo, make me an
Oh no.
insight check.
Oh no. Cool. I'm terrified. big boy. Let's. Natural 20!
Oh, wow.
Oh no! I'm afraid!
Cosmo, when you say that you don't have a home or that you don't have a home feeling, as soon as you say it, there's something in you, something in your mind, something in your gut that reminds you of what it felt like when you were a star.
Do you want me to tell that, or are you telling it?
I told you, you're the
Okay.
one that needs to know.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
What you tell other people is up
she-
to you.
She
I'm
lets.
not doing the narrator
No,
voice.
that's. I just wanted to make sure because you had plans for her that I wasn't aware of, so I just wanted to make sure. She. In that gut moment, she immediately pulls her hand back away from it again. Like it burned her. And like all the sensations around her are suddenly too intense. It is too loud, it is too bright. The air hurts. Everything all at once. The colors sound loud, the sights smell powerful. This is a synesthesia fucking overload of everything having all 5 senses around her. She can smell, taste, touch, hear, and feel all of it for a moment, and then it goes away again. But she is just kind of sorry. I need some air. I'll meet you outside, and she leaves the store.
I will follow.
Porthos is going to take the geode and place it in a pack. He's not going to place it in the portable hole. And he's gonna probably place it in like his own personal satchel to keep it close.
Okay.
Well, let's get to fighting this Balra. What did we say it
Hey,
was?
For the
Baylor?
Baylor.
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 I have it written down.
Where
I
did
just
the
don't know how to.
buffaloes-
Baylor. Has to be the melted heart, though. Sometimes they pump the ice blood.
Baylor Metter.
Any idea where we find one of those?
They're demons, yes? Devils?
It's one of them. I don't really know off the top of my head.
The person who answered followed me outside because I was having a panic attack. Good answer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But how do you know you
I
want
can
this
tell
melted
you,
heart?
and I can help find them. But
Can't-
right now, I'm helping keep an eye on somebody who's having a panic attack.
Yeah.
River asks, how does he know?
If you don't know what they look like, then how do you know what you want?
Oh, I got a book of recipes.
Mmm.
Good old cookbooks. Those always come in handy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where with the magics, you don't always have the stuff that you need to do it.
Do you
Fair
mind me asking what you're cooking?
Oh, it depends on how many pieces that you get together.
Oh, more pieces, more reward. Okay, very
Yeah.
fair.
You know, sometimes a chef just needs the right ingredients.
Indeed. Okay.
Interesting.
Well, we will return as soon as we've got the requested items.
Oh,
Get out.
Bye.
as River's walking out with them, she's gonna ask Porthos, like, if it feels familiar, have you tried putting your morphin thing with it?
It's a little too large for that, right? Like it's a pretty large geode.
Yeah. I mean, all of the morphers are pretty small, so
Yeah, it's like belt buckle size for the morpher. So
yeah, I mean, definitely for the OG one, and others are like cell phone sized and wristwatch sized. So
exactly.
The wristwatch with a key was my personal favorite.
Good old CO.
um,
Or was that Turbo? I don't know.
so yeah, it's bigger than that.
Yeah, I think it needs to be refined, which was not really my expertise, if that's what it is. Also, most of the powers, I'm not quite sure. They said it came off of a ship, transport of some type. All I know is that I can tell that it's necessary.
Fair enough.
And it definitely doesn't need to follow in the hands of those bigot pigs. You know, the corporations, down with them, you know.
Down
It's
with
nice
Big
to know that
Corpo.
even in Oltensia, we're screaming, "Eat the rich."
Eat the rich.
He was a union man.
We come outside. Hilda, we need to find, I guess, some Baylors. Baylors.
Valore.
Has Cosmo calmed down in the interim, or
I will aid Cosmo in any way Cosmo wants, but some panic attacks do not invite assistance, so that is going to be on Cosmo.
She has. So the minute she went outside, was there like an alleyway near somewhere around? She beelines straight for this alleyway, and she shuts her eyes and gets in as dark a corner as she can, and just closes her eyes and stifles her ears as much as she can and just breathes. So it doesn't look like it's not a it's a very, as she tries to, the sensation of being a star stuck in a mortal body is overwhelming. And she had a little of it when she was first created, all Starfall and Dew. She's been around long enough to deal with it a little bit, but this was much more intense and louder and worse and unexpected. Not a thing she thought she was going to really have to deal with anymore. Even now, it's more one thing at a time. It's sometimes the smells are overpowering. Sometimes the sounds are a little too loud. Sometimes and she gets anxious or angry or whatever. And a lot of her like reason she is the way she is keeping herself contained, because that happens when you don't know how to control your emotions or your experience with them. And this took over. And so she puts herself in this quiet, dark place to try and pull herself back in and forget how overwhelming and painful and also wonderful and heartbreaking and amazing that was. And all the feelings without memory that she has associated with that. Because she has no memory of being a star. She only has the feelings. Every now and then, and that is a painful thing for a Starfall, and a lot of them still, several of them still remember, who they were before and why they came here, and several of them completely forget that they were stars ever, but they've built false memories for themselves to fill in the gaps. She had neither. She knew she was a star, but she had no false memories and no memories of home. She just started, and so she's just very overwhelmed when things like that happen.
So seeing that she's still...
When Hilda comes out, right behind her, she's going to follow her into the alley. She will provide cotton. Don't ask where it came from. To stuff into her ears. Mm-hmm. And then her shirt will come off because Hilda's got no shame, and will toss it over.
She will tie it like a blindfold and just sit there.
I'll drop it over her head and let Cosmo do what she wants with it, so that Cosmo can help deal with the overwhelming stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
So then Porthos will definitely wait until sometime and just patiently sit there and let her.
Once she calms down, she unties it and she says, "Go, you can help them with it. I'll be right there." And she hands back cotton and shirt. "Thank you. Sorry about that."
No apologies. I had a child like this.
Gonna need more about that later. Go help them find answer his question. He seems eager to talk. I'm gonna stay in the dark for a moment.
She when she comes out of the alley, she's pulling her shirt back on, and she goes, "So what are we hunting?"
A Baylor. Is Cosmo okay?
Cosmo will be fine. We just get to give her some space. It'll be good.
That's fair. We can wait. We have 30 days. I mean, we have time. We can give her some space, give her some time before we go and hit the open road.
And we can start the research while we sit here. So you said a Baylor. All right. Well, Hilda will pull out of her back out of her book, out of her pack, her book on demonology, and start researching Baylor's because she can find it even if she doesn't know it right off the top of her head.
Specifically one with a melted heart, not the frozen one.
Yes, we do not need
Oh,
frozen
okay.
ones.
Okay, melted heart. All right.
Hey Norda, can you do that thing where you just like grab something's heart and then yank it out of his head? You know, just like right out of the chest to just hold it beating.
Oh, I've never really tried. That seems excessive.
Indiana Jones, that shit.
Sounds like some monk shit.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, this will be the first opportunity we have where the mission is literally to do that technique.
No, it's just retrieve the heart. You don't have to yank it out. You can kill it and then take the heart out afterwards.
Oh, that's fair, I guess. I don't know. Kind of wanted to
Yes.
see it though.
But it's less fun. It's less fun.
I promise you, I will do my best to Kali Mall it. All right?
Hell yeah.
All right. Just for you.
What skill applies for figuring out where the Baylor, would most likely be?
I think that is going to be a check that we save for next week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I hope you all had a good time. I enjoyed it. I think we had some fun stuff. So yeah, we're gonna get ready to raid out, I believe. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We will see you next time. But until then, be cool.
Bye bye.